Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Alex, and welcome to today's IELTS speaking class, where we will provide the opportunity to do some practice speaking in order to move closer to your goals of passing the IELTS exam. I'm hoping that we'll have a number of people today participating. So if you are watching the class live, please let me know. We're currently broadcasting on both YouTube and Facebook. So if you're watching on those platforms, just let me know. Say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and do get involved in the class as well. There will be opportunities to interact and to answer questions. So please do take that opportunity. The more interactive the class is, the more engaging it'll be, and the more you'll get out of it as well. So we will be looking, of course, at the IELTS speaking exam. That will be the focus today. We'll be looking at sections 2 and 3 of the exam, and a particular focus that I will bring today will be on use of tenses. So that's something which can cause problems, I've noticed, when doing the class previously. And so it's something that I will be paying particular attention to during the practice and in the introduction to this class as well. So I'm just going to invite students to join us in today's class, and then we'll be looking to do some practice going forward. Okay. Just sharing that now. So just as I share the link with today's class, let me see who has joined and who is watching live. So I can see we've got Nomadi. Hello to you, Nomadi. Great to see you in the class today. And also I can see Anna has joined us as well. Hello to you, Anna. I hope you've been having a good day so far. Anyone else who is watching the class live, just let me know. Okay. So we're going to have a look at today's class. Then I'm going to bring up the materials so we can have a look at that together now. So let's do that. Okay. Just as I'm doing that, I can see that Shuja has joined us. Hello to you, Shuja. Welcome to today's class. I can also see that we've got Rio as well. Welcome to you. Abdanor has joined us as well. Hello, Abdanor. And also we have Hanli. Hello to you. And Kath as well. So a very warm welcome to you too. May has joined us as well. So hello to you, May, and Rani as well. Welcome, Rani. Okay. Okay then. So I'm just going to go and bring up those materials, as I said, which I was about to bring up before. So here we go. This is what we will be looking at today. I mentioned we'd be looking at tenses. Just before we get stuck in, of course, I want to let you know about the IELTS Scholarship Program, which, if you've not signed up for it already, there is the opportunity for, and you can sign up for that today. Would you love to work as a nurse in the USA? If so, check out the Swoosh English Connetics USA IELTS Scholarship, and you could do all of this for free. So apply today by clicking on the link, which will be shared in the description. And on the Connetics page, click on Staff Nurse if you would like to find out more about this opportunity. So I'm just sharing the link in the chat box now on Swoosh and YouTube. So this is a great opportunity to take advantage of. Just click on the link to find out more. Okay, just a quick hello to the people that are just joining us now. Jinky, hello to you. PC, Hyacinth, Davine as well. Great to see you in the class today. And also hello to Jessie, who has joined us as well. Okay then, so as I said, we're going to look at IELTS speaking parts 2 and 3 today. We're going to start with IELTS speaking part 2. And as I'm sure we're all aware now, we will have a minute to prepare for IELTS speaking part 2. And we should always aim to speak for 2 minutes in this part of the test. So it begins with a presentation of a question. And in the presentation of a question, there are a number of points that we should address. When we are giving our responses to speaking questions in the IELTS, it's important to use a variety of grammar. And one way we can do this is to use different tenses, but obviously use them in the appropriate context. Speaking part 2 is a great opportunity for us to show our knowledge of tenses and to use a range of them in an appropriate manner. So let's have a look at a question, a part 2 question. So this is the question we can see here. Describe a photograph of you that you like. The first thing that we should do if we get a question like this is just to write down some ideas that we could include to talk about this particular question. So just share some ideas that you could write about in relation to this question. Share them in the chat box. And I'll share some ideas that I've written about this question as well. Okay, so Davine, who is watching us live today, is studying in Illinois, Chicago. Wonderful. Okay. JC, so if you would like to participate live, do follow the link in relation to the scholarship program. That is the way to participate and join us live. Okay then, so some ideas that we could use in relation to this question then. Describing a photograph that we like. Here are some ideas that I would use in order to discuss this question. So here are some key points that I've made. What is in the photograph? Well, there's me. I've got here, there's a llama, sky, hills. Where is the photograph? Machu Picchu, which is in Peru, one of the 7 wonders of the world. How did I get the photograph? Well, here you can see I've written down some points. Holiday, did a trek, woke up early, paid money, explain why I like it, memorable experience, adventure, beautiful sight. So these are the points that I would write down. I'm just writing down phrases. Now, these phrases are here to just give me enough content to keep talking for the full 2 minutes. But what I'll need to think about when I'm talking is which tenses I should use, how I can use tenses appropriately of them in order to fully show my speaking ability. So which tenses do you think I should use for each of these points? So just share in the chat box your thoughts on this. So for the first point, what's in the photograph? Which tense do you think I should use for this one? And where it is? What would you use there? So just for these 4 different points, which tenses would you use when addressing this question? So just let me know in the chat box which tenses you would use for this question. Okay, so Jesse says I'm not a photogenic person. Well, I'm sure that's not true, Jesse. Anna says, so present for 1 and 2. And then she would use the past tense for 3 and 4. So where is the photograph and where and what is in the photograph, use the present tense, past tense. How you got it, explain why you like it. Okay. So just looking at the first one, what is in the photograph? We're talking in present. Would you use present simple, present continuous? What type of present tense would you use in this case? Leanne and PC and Krishna are saying present. So I assume that's in relation to the first question, what is in the photograph? And then for 2 and 3, Krishna would use the past in this case. Okay. Just to say, of course, there's not one correct answer. There are, the whole point of using a variety is that there are a variety of possibilities in terms of the tenses we could use here. Sarab says present simple. So I'm not sure, is that in relation to the first question? Hello, Abubor. Great to see you in the class. Zinat says a mix of present and past tenses. And Krishna says for number 3, the simple past. Okay. Jessie says she would use the present perfect. Is that for the first question, Jessie? Yeah, I think it is. Yep. Where it is would be the past. Okay, so we've got a few different suggestions here. What I would like to do is just share with you how I would approach this question in order to show variety in my tenses and grammar. So this is what I would use. So what is in the photograph? Well, here I would use the present continuous, because when you are describing a photograph, we use the continuous form. So what is in it? You can say, there's a picture of me. I'm stroking a llama. I'm standing on a hill. I'm posing in front of the clouds and the sky. So I'm using a lot of present continuous here. And that is what we generally use when we're describing a picture, describing an image, is the present continuous. For where it is, for this one, I would use the present simple. So it's in the mountains, in an area of Peru, which is very famous, one of the 7 wonders of the world. So a lot of present simple for the second one. How I got the photo? Well, this one I can use a combination of past tenses. And this combination of past tenses is sometimes known as narrative tenses. And this is where I can really show a lot of variety. So I could say that I got the photo by waking up very early. The day before, I'd gone on a trek in order to reach the hotel where I got a good night's sleep. And then I was able to get up in time to travel up the hill and take the photo. And I was waiting for a long time before I could get the perfect photo because of the fact that it was very cloudy early on in the morning. It was very misty, so you couldn't see the background. But finally, once the cloud had cleared, I was able to get my picture. So you can see I'm using a lot of different past tenses there. In this example, and using that combination of past tenses really shows that I'm a higher level candidate because I'm able to show variety and range in my tense usage. Explain why I like it. Well, in this one, I could use the present for this one. So I like the photo because it reminds me of a wonderful time. It is a picture that represents a time of adventure, a time where I had fun and did something completely different. So I'm using the past tense there as well, did something completely different. I think I will always remember this photo because it's something that will put me in a good mood whenever I'm experiencing less interesting times, such as quarantine, for example. So I can use the future simple there in order to make predictions about how the photo will make me feel going forward. So it's something I'll always be able to refer to remind me of an extremely wonderful experience. So a lot of variety that we can use in relation to these questions. So that's something that I want you to reflect on as we do our practice today. How could you use variety in your tenses, as well, of course, as using accuracy? Make sure that you are using tenses in the appropriate context. Okay, so let's move forward then and do some practice now. We're going to bring some students into the class to do some part 2 practice. It looks like we have some new students today, so I'm going to bring those in and we will do some practice together. So let me bring in Cheryl. Hi there, Cheryl. Are you there? Okay, so it doesn't seem as if Cheryl is available at the moment. Let's bring in another student. Just let me know in the chat, Cheryl, if you're able to come in. Jeremiah, are you there? Just bring you in.
Yes, sir.
Hi there, Jeremiah.
Hello.
Are you there?
Hello. Yes.
Great, great. How are you today?
Good.
Glad to
I'm good.
hear it. Where are you currently based?
I'm from the Philippines.
Okay, and you're in the Philippines at the moment.
Yes.
Great, great. Okay, and how are things in the Philippines at the moment, Jeremiah?
Everything's great so far.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Um, so Abibor was just asking me about the speaking practice. So yeah, anyone who does want to get involved in the speaking practice, do follow the scholarship, the link to the scholarship program, and you will be able to get involved that way. Okay then, so we're going to look at a part 2 question together, Jeremiah. Are you familiar with the IELTS exam?
Not much.
No? Okay.
No,
So
not much.
not too much. Okay. Well, as I said at the beginning of the class, with part 2, you have a minute to prepare your response, and then you should talk about a topic for up to 2 minutes. So you should always aim
Okay.
to speak for the full 2 minutes. So we're going to have a look at this question here, and you can see here it says describe a time when you advised someone. So as you're preparing for this question, to respond to this question, I want you to think about the different tenses that you should use, as well as, of course, making sure that you have enough ideas so that you can speak for the 2 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute then, Jeremiah, to think of some ideas. You can write these ideas down if that is helpful for you, and also to think about the tenses you would use to answer these different questions. So you've got a minute to prepare now. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah? Good, good. Okay, so for those that are watching as well, I want you to do the same thing. Think about which tenses you would use in response to this question and how you could use a variety of tenses in order to show grammatical variety in your speaking. Okay, so we're giving Jeremiah just a minute then to prepare her response, and then afterwards, Jeremiah, you should speak on the topic for the 2 minutes. Okay, so Archie's asking, how can we interact with each other through live? So obviously you can interact by sending messages in the chat box as you're doing now. If you want to join the class live, then do click on the link for the scholarship program, and you will, if you sign up for the program, you'll be able to join us in the live class. Okay, so Jeremiah, have you prepared some ideas that you could talk about in response to this question?
Yes, I will try. I will try, sir. I'm not fully confident, but I will try.
Okay, that's it. That's all it is. Just an opportunity to practice, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, you should describe a time when you advised someone.
Yes, I'm going to talk about my niece. Um, the advice she want me to consult with is what is the course in the college she will. Hello, sir. Did you
Hi.
hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
continue.
yes, yes. What course in the college she can take, and then for advice to her to take the thing she's happy to study. For example, she is good in arts, so she can take the course related to arts. And then also, I advise her to think it more and then don't pressure herself. And then she can also search in the Googles what is the pros and cons in each courses. And I think what she did is what she did is she listened to my advice, and then she did the research, and then also she considered all the courses related to the arts. And then um, I think if I check if I give a right advice or a correct advice, I think yes, because it helped her to make her mind and analyze all the pros and cons.
Okay, that's 2 minutes there, Jeremiah. So well done. Yeah, so that's
I
good.
know.
So that's the first step with part two is that you should speak for up to 2 minutes. So you were able to do that. There were just some hesitations and some pauses there, but do prepare yourself to keep speaking. At this part of the test, Jeremiah, the examiner
Okay.
will say nothing. They'll just let you talk. But yeah, for the most part, you handled that successfully. So there was some good language that you used connected to the topic in terms of giving advice. Um, so you were talking about obviously, you advised her in terms of what she should do. Think about the pros and cons, which obviously is good advice to give someone. You talked about she considered all the courses. So yeah, this was key vocabulary connected to the topic of advice. So that was good. In terms of using tenses, so you were using the present tense quite a lot to talk about things that you did in the past. So you said I advise her. Um, where really what you wanted to say was I advised her. So you wanted to hit that at the end just to show that it was the past tense. And similarly, you said she consider all the courses, but again, this was in the past. So she considered all the courses. Yeah. And then you said it helped her, but again, it helped in this case because you're using the past tense. So yeah, so when you're talking about events that happened in the past, naturally you want to be using the past tense in this case. So just be aware of the accuracy there.
Okay,
You
sir.
use
Thank you.
no worries. Use an expression right at the end where you said she make up mind, but just again with that expression, it's she to make up her mind. So you want to
Okay.
use the object there to make up her mind within that expression. Um, so yeah, it was good that you were using the expression, but just so in the future you're using it correctly. That's how you want to do it. So yeah, thank you very much, Jeremiah, for getting us started today. Um, I hope that you continue to get more and more familiar with the IELTS. The more familiar you are with it, the better prepared you will be, obviously, to do the exam.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you to Jeremiah for getting us started today. Um, I'm going to move on to another question now, and I'm going to bring in Bert to do some practice here. Hello, Bert, are you there? Okay.
Hello?
Hi, how are you doing?
Fine, I'm fine.
Good, good, good. Um, so,
I'm here
what
outside
did you? You're outside. Where exactly are you outside at the moment?
in our hospital compound. I'm about
Ah,
to report. I'm about to report on duty.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have time to participate, or do you need to go to work?
Uh, I have time. Still, I have time for practice.
Okay,
I'm
good,
just
good to
waiting for
hear.
the bus. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the bus to come.
Wow. So where is it you're working? Which country are you working in, Bert?
Saudi Arabia,
Okay,
King
okay.
King, King Fahad Specialist Hospital, Damam
Good to see
City.
you. Okay, good to see you're safe with your mask and taking precautions.
Yeah, because our COVID is still going up the cases.
Uh, that's yeah. No,
So
it is in so many countries. Um,
yeah.
okay, Bert. So you're quite familiar with the IELTS exam, are you not?
I'm already familiar long time ago.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, I thought so. I thought I remembered doing practice. We've done some practice before, haven't we?
Yes. It's a few months ago.
A few months ago now, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
so I've brought up another topic for us to practice, and this is another part two speaking topic. So what I'd like to do now is obviously to take a minute to prepare your response. We're looking today at particularly thinking about tenses, using tenses accurately, and using a variety of tenses as well. So yeah, you've got a minute to prepare your response, Bert, and then you should talk on this topic for 2 minutes. Okay, so Bert, are you ready to begin?
Yes. I'm ready.
O- Okay, so please describe an interesting conversation you had.
I felt enthralled upon seeing this cue card of mine, knowing that it is germane to the person that I'm about to discuss in this topic. This person is Robert Gordon. He is our clinical instructor in the operating room. What we discuss about is the competency that he's about to give to us last 5 months ago because we need to update our contract. Before having the new contract, we had to undergo this competency requirements, and he is under of under his instructions. So we interact in the clinical area, and I was required to do a lot of return demo in line with my specialty in the operating room. And I become so privileged that having this American instructor that we had in our hospital, it makes me more competent now in regards to my work in the operating room. So then we become a friend as he's my mentor as well as my preceptor in doing those requirements that we need in the operating room. So then every now and then we go together in a certain activities, especially during our date off time, and we are to distress ourselves and
Okay.
to
Thank you.
avoid
Thank you very
burnout.
much. That's great, Bert. Thank you very much. So that's good. You had a lot of interesting things to say about this mentor, this instructor. That was good to hear. Um, lots of variety of vocabulary that you were using there, which was great to hear. So you said that this topic was particularly germane to
Yeah.
the individual you're going to talk about. It's a very uncommon vocabulary item to use there. So that was good. And you're talking about competency, undergo as well. So this was some less common vocabulary, which you will get credit for in the exam, showing that you obviously have a wide range of vocabulary that you can use. It was also good to hear you using a variety of verb forms as well. That's something I've been looking at, a variety of tenses. So at one point you said that, I was required. So there you're using the past simple, but it's the passive form of the past simple, which was good. And then some linking forms as well before having. So using the gerund form as a linking form. So yeah, some good variety in there as well, Bert. Just in terms of some tenses towards the end, though, a few suggestions. So you said towards the end, it makes me more competent. But in this case, because you're talking about something that happened in the past but continues to the present, because you're still in that same line of work, using the
Yes.
present perfect would be good here. So you could say, it has made me, or it's made me
Uh,
more competent.
it needs me.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
exactly.
you.
No worries. And then just at
Yes,
the end,
sir,
well,
Sir Alex.
you said we become friends, but at the past tense, we became friends.
Became
Um,
we became
exactly.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been a good
Yeah.
one
We
as well. So
became,
just exactly, just a couple of slips there in tenses, but yeah, some really good stuff in there as well, Bert. So well done.
all right. Okay. Thank you, Sir Alex. Really, I miss
Okay.
you. I miss Damak because first time before I was with
Yeah,
you. Long time.
that's right. No, it's great. It's great to do some practice with you again, Bert.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
take care. Nice one. Okay. Good. So we're going to move on to another topic in just a moment. Just before we do, there have been people that have been asking about doing practice, getting involved in the live class. So let me just quickly remind you of the scholarships program, which you can take part in if you wish to do practice live in these practice speaking classes. You should join this scholarship program if you are a nurse looking to work in the United States of America. And you can check out the Swoosh English Connetics USA scholarship, which we are offering, in which you could do all of this for free. So just click on the link in the chat box if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, and you'll be able to take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so let's continue then doing some more practice today. And I'm going to bring Alice into the class now. Hi, Alice, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Great. I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope the situation's got a little bit better. I remember last time we spoke, you said that things were a bit difficult where you were. with the,
Well, the cases are still high. We are still on lockdown in 5 counties.
Mm.
We hope that things will get better soon.
Okay, so it's still waiting for that moment to
see.
occur. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, we hope so. So Alice, we're going to look at a new topic. We're going to stick with part 2 for now, and I'm going to share this with you. So let me bring this topic up now, so we can see that together. Okay. So can you see that on your screen, Alice?
Yes, I can.
That's great. Okay, then. So you've got a minute to prepare your response. Then you should talk about this topic for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, Alice, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I can begin.
Okay. So please describe a part of a city or town you enjoy spending time in.
I would like to talk about one of the towns in my country. It is called Mombasa. It is very famous because it is just next to the ocean, which offers a lot of sites for vacation. The reason as to why I like going to Mombasa, it has very nice beaches, like I have just mentioned. Hello, you can hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can, sorry. I can, yeah. It just went quiet, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep, I can hear you, Alice.
Okay. No. The reason as to why I enjoy going to Mombasa is because when I want to relax, I can go to the beach. I can do swimming. I can go for swimming in the, for example, if I'm living in a hotel, because there are quite a number of hotels with very nice swimming pools. The weather is usually very good. And since it is not as cold as where I live, the environment allows one to be able to swim at whatever time of the day. The people in Mombasa are very hospitable. And whenever one goes to town, you can interact with them, and they are very good people to interact with. The other reason as to why I like going to Mombasa is because there are quite a number of means of transport that one can use. Every time I long to go by the train, I can always get an opportunity to go to visit this city. And it makes me get an opportunity to also interact with quite a number of environment along the way. For example, I'm able to observe the scenery, which is usually very beautiful as you travel to this town. I would wish to go back there many times, and especially after the COVID, which has actually restricted movement in.
Okay. Have we gone there, Alice? We just reached 2 minutes. Literally just reached 2 minutes. I think she might be back.
Sorry,
Hi,
I got
Alice.
disconnected. I got disconnected.
That's fine. We literally reached 2 minutes anyway, so I was about to stop you, and then you stopped. Then the technology stopped you. So so thank you very much for that, Alice. Some really good language which you use there, as usual. So some nice comparative forms you were using. You're saying it's not as cold as a place that you're familiar with. Quite a number was a nice expression to use as well. So if you said there's quite a number of something, you're saying there's a lot of something, but it's a nice less common expression to use to refer to it. Hospitable was a nice way to describe the people as well. Again, less common vocabulary, which is great to hear. Also, you referred to, so you said means of transport, but just be aware actually, so it's good that you're using means, but transport is uncountable, so we wouldn't use transports, we'd use that in the singular, so means of transport. But it was good to hear you using that expression. There's a bit of self-correction, so you're about to say do swimming, and then you changed it to go, but then you said I can go for swimming. But if you use the expression go for, then we'd say to go for a swim. So you've got a choice, either go for a swim or go swimming. But go for a swim. That's a nice expression to use again. But yeah, it'll be for a swim in that case. So yeah, so good, and also nice that you were linking ideas together as well. So using, when I want to relax, to link your ideas together. As you travel, you can observe, which was good as well. So thank you very much, there, Alice.
Just a question. I noted that I thought I had some hesitation at some point. I'm not sure whether you're able to pick that.
Only natural hesitation. The thing is that people will hesitate naturally when they're thinking of an idea. The problem with hesitation is if you do it because you can't think of a word. That's when you'll be penalized. So, because then you tend to hesitate in a way which breaks down the flow of your speech. But in your case, no, I would say you spoke at a natural pace.
Thank you, Alex.
No worries. Thank you there, Alice. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on then. Who are we going to bring in next? I want to do some practice. Justine, I think we practiced last week. Let me bring you in. Are you there, Justine?
Yes, I am, Alex. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening to you. How are you this evening?
I'm quite stressed and a little bit disappointed in myself lately.
Why?
Because I'm not doing good in my IELTS review, I guess.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll do my best.
That's it. That's it. This is it. You just got to keep trying, Justine. There are going to be difficult moments, but you're doing the right things. You're putting in the effort. It's a question of when, not a question of if.
Yes.
So, okay, let's have a look at some questions. Then we're going to have a look now at some part 3 questions, which we can practice. So, with part 3, of course, it's a question and answer format. And the topics in the exam will be linked to the question in part 2. So let's have a look then. We looked at the question of advice previously in the class. So I'm going to ask you some questions linked to advice here, Justine. So think about when you're giving a response to these questions about how you can link your ideas in order to provide natural fluency. And also in order to be able to provide a logical response to the questions that you are asked. Okay. Okay, Justine. So the first question then, do you usually give advice to others?
Yes, definitely. Most of the time, I'm the one giving advice to my friends, especially if they're having trouble in making decisions. So usually, I give them a friendly advice, and obviously, I'm quite an honest person, as they say. So oftentimes, they seek for advice.
And do you usually take advice from others?
Yes, because as they say, the one who's giving advice also needs an advice too. So I guess I'm also a good listener when they give me an advice, because there are lots of time when I doubt in my decisions, and my friends are there to back me up, and luckily they help me ease my mind, and fortunately I was able to do the right thing.
What type of advice do people usually want?
There are several types of advices that people seek, but in my case, I'm still in a prime age. I'm still in my 20s, so most of my friends ask for romantic advices. But ironically, I'm still single since birth. But they say that single people give this perfect advice for couples having some dispute with their relationships. Uh-huh.
Why do you think that is? Why do single people give perfect advice?
I think because we see the single people are what they call the hopeless romantic type of person, I guess. And in my case, I often read novels and loves to read more on romance and non fiction types of novels. So we read a lot of advices and a type of quote where we can read it in the novel. So we also apply it to our friends. That's why.
And what are the problems if you ask too many people for advice?
I think the problem when you're asking for too many advice is your thoughts are not organized and you tend to follow different types of advices and what do you call this? It's quite unorganized in your thought and you tend to follow the wrong type of advice because somehow you can't follow what you really desire.
Okay, thank you very much, Justine.
Okay.
So some really nice responses there, some really nice use of language. Um, I think you were using expressions very much connected to advice, so describing yourself as a good listener. You also described yourself as well as someone who is romantic, a hopeless romantic, which is a nice collocation to use there. Um, some good time expressions, so most of the time, oftentimes, so you're paraphrasing, you weren't just repeating the same expressions. And also, you were referring to different types of. So I think you were talking about novels, romantic novels, and things like that. So lots of interesting language that you were linking to your responses. I thought your fluency was good as well. You weren't taking unnatural pauses, unnatural hesitation. Um,
Mhm.
just in terms of grammar, I would point out
Yes.
that advice is uncountable. So
Okay.
yeah, so you said like I give them an advice or types of advices, but you can't use advices in English, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be yeah. So give them some advice or different
Okay.
types of advice, but yeah, not using it in the countable sense. And I could see that there was a little bit of doubt over the words. You were saying unorganized. It's actually disorganized.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the correction, Sir Alex.
No worries, no worries. So yeah, best of luck going forward, Jasmine. And yeah, there are going to be peaks. There are going to be moments you're feeling good, and moments where it gets difficult. But
Yes.
you're on the road. So so congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you for picking me again.
No worries, no worries. My pleasure.
Okay.
Okay, so we will continue now as well. Just as I say, I'm trying to bring some voices in who haven't been able to practice recently. So let's see who hasn't practiced recently. I'm just going to bring try Cheryl. Are you there now, Cheryl? No, still not there. Okay. In that case, let me just bring in Claire. Are you there, Claire?
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I'm doing pretty well.
Can you hear
Um,
me clearly? Sorry.
yeah, I can. I can. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. So Claire, are you ready to do some part three practice?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Perfect. Okay, let's do it. So I'm just going to bring up a new topic that we can have a look at. So communication.
Yeah.
So here's my question for you, Claire. So what is the most popular way that people communicate with each other these days?
Nowadays, the most popular or the favorite communication ways of communication people are utilizing are their mobile phones. And I do believe that mobile phones in combination with social media apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, and Telegram, and some other different and some other different social media platforms are the most are the types of I mean are the way how people communicate nowadays, especially we have this we are I mean sorry we have this ongoing pandemic, so yeah.
What do you think are the benefits of communicating via video conferencing?
The for me, I believe that video conferencing is um a sorry, wait, I lost it. Sorry. Okay. So for me, like video conferencing, I think it's an efficient way of communication because you don't have to go to the place. I mean, to the place where the meeting itself, like if the meeting or if a conference takes place in the US, if you're in the Philippines, you just have to register and pay at a lesser amount without going on a hassle of traveling and preparing all your papers and some all those stuff. So yeah, the video conferencing and also as long as you have your mobile phone, as long as you have Zoom or any other app that is gonna be utilized, you can join in.
Do you prefer video conferencing to making a traditional telephone call?
Um, Now I'm having a hard time thinking which one is that. Well, for me, as technology evolved, I prefer video conferencing. I prefer video calls. It gives because humans are sociable, are naturally sociable people. I mean, humans are naturally, yeah, sociable beings. So we as humans, we like to mingle. We like to see people face to face, and we like to see their expressions. We like to see how they present themselves during during the video conferencing, during the phone call, and it gives us this emotional connection and attachment to the person who we are talking to. In which, ironically, I didn't turn on my camera, which I will turn on now.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the irony was there. You saw it. Yeah, that's really interesting. um, yeah, no, that was it. So well done, Claire. So some really good stuff there.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it was interesting because there were some moments of real hesitation, but then as
Yeah.
we got warmed up, and then you were doing which is what is a good strategy in the test, because you were saying things like, now I'm having a hard time thinking, which is a good strategy, because you don't want to just go quiet. If you're thinking about
Yeah.
it, then yeah, vocalize it. So, oh, that's a difficult question, or that's a tough one to answer. That is because on the one hand, and then on the other hand, so like thinking out loud, and that's
Yes.
what you want to do. You want to think out loud. Don't just be silent, because if you're thinking out
Like
loud,
dead
then
air.
you're
Yes.
expressing yourself, exactly, and you'll
Yeah.
get credit for that in the exam. So yeah, so we got warmed up, we got into it, didn't we, as time went on. But yeah, some really nice vocabulary as usual there, Claire. So yeah, face-to-face communication, obviously really appropriate within the context of the topic. Talking about people mingling, and then just at the end there, talking about emotional connections through, being able to see, people being able to see each other basically, and having that connection with each other. I like the fact that you used hassle, but it was just slightly misused in the expression, because you said going on a hassle of traveling, but it's going to the hassle of. Yeah. So nice word to use, but yeah, just preposition with to. Yeah, going to the hassle of doing something is the expression. Outside from that, yeah, I thought, yeah, you used really accurate language. It was just the hesitation at the beginning, which you improved on as things went on. And it was nice to see your face as well when you recognised the irony.
Yeah, I realized ironically I didn't turn on my camera.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much, Claire. I'm just going to try and bring in one more person to do a little bit of practice with. But yeah, thank you very much for getting involved today.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm just going to bring in Anna to do some practice. Are you there, Anna? Hello, Anna. Okay, so Anna's taken herself off mute, but I can't hear her. Hello. Okay, so it seems as if there are some issues with technology. So just bring her out. Okay, so who else have we got here? Peter, I'm going to bring you in. Hi there, Peter.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, how are you doing this week?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Just finished
Good.
my duty today.
Okay. Is that, do you
Yeah.
have the weekend to relax now?
No, I'm back for work tomorrow. So yeah, it's fine. Came
Okay.
from 3 days off, so it's fine.
Okay, you can't
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peter, we're going to do a different topic now.
Sure.
We're going to move on to music.
Okay.
So Peter, could you tell me what kind of music is popular in your country?
Well, here in the country of United Arab Emirates, I kind of noticed that most of the people here usually listen to Arabic music, which talks about religion. So, apart from that, being a very conservative country, I tend to notice that less people are trying to hear music that I think is very expletive about feelings. So I kind of appreciate this kind of serene type of music that people here usually hear. So I kind of love the type of music that people here usually listen to.
Do you think people listen to different music depending on their age?
Yes, I do believe that depending on a person's age, it also affects that particular person's perspective into what music he wants to listen to. There are times that, like, when I was young, I usually listen to music that usually makes my mind stimulate and be more active. Those music about um, like love and some music about life. So those were the music that I usually listen when I was young. But now that I've grown enough, I would say I'm much more into music that my son usually listens to. Those music in the cartoons that he usually watch. And being a father, I think that's my way on like showing support to my son, also accepting what my son likes to watch or hear too.
And do you think it's important for talking about children, do you think it's important for children to learn a musical instrument?
Yes, I do believe that it is also important for a child to learn how to play music. It's just because children have this kind of mind that would want to explore things like most of the time. So I think making them appreciate musical instrument is another alternative to help the explorative mind of a child to be stimulated and to be able to learn more. So yeah, it's also a nice way to make them active most of the time.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much, Peter, for those responses.
Okay.
So yeah, so some nice use of vocabulary in there.
Okay.
Nice adjectives you're using. So serene is where you're describing the music. That was a nice description for the
Okay.
Arabic music you were talking about. Also, you're talking about being stimulated as well. So that was a good vocabulary item that you were using there. You were looking at both sides. So this is the thing with part 3, looking at both sides of the topic. So you were saying, like, depending on the age, I think you're saying that there are different types of music that people would listen to. And yeah, and also it was, you were talking about relating it to your son as well. You were saying listening to music is a way to support your son as well. So yeah, there was some nice content that you were expressing in the responses. Yeah, just a little bit of how we could sort of move things forward just slightly. So like I said, stimulated was a nice word that you were using, but you used it a couple of times. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe it's a synonym like sort of engaged,
Okay.
or yeah, or even maybe inspired. Slightly different meaning, but
Inspired.
just
Yeah.
just an alternative to sort of just show a bit more extra
I was
variety.
kind of looking for those words a while ago.
That's it.
But
Yeah, it was a nice word, but yeah, it's just obviously
yeah.
just sort of
Okay.
expanding it even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at one point you said that by listening, by listening to the music that your child was listening to, it was my way on showing support, but it's a way
Oh, yeah.
of, it's about a way of doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a way of showing support. And just a final point, just remember that music is uncountable. So you were talking about those were the music. There should be that was the music, because
Okay.
because it's uncountable. Yeah. But yeah, just a final thing. Yeah, I like the expression as well. Just say that, yeah, you're really into music, you're really into something. A nice colloquial expression as well, which is very much appropriate for the speaking.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you very much, Peter.
Thank you so much, Alex, for the
Cheers.
time. Yeah.
No worries. Okay, so thank you for all those who've been watching live and those who have participated in the class today. It was great to be able to hear you do some practice and to be able to give you some feedback as well. If you've been watching this class on YouTube and Facebook and you would like to participate in a future class, then do sign up to the scholarship program. This is an opportunity that you have as a nurse. If you would like to work in the USA, if that is your dream, then sign up for this opportunity and you'll be able to find out all the ways that we can support you in achieving that goal. So just click on the link in the chat box for Facebook and YouTube. And one of the benefits that you'll have from being a part of the scholarship program is being able to participate live in these speaking sessions and get feedback on your speaking. So thanks again to those who have been watching live, and I look forward to doing some more practice next week. Until then, take care.